This is a review of the XX's debut album, The XX. They're an English band, and despite what you might think, the vocalists are surprisingly not a couple, but childhood friends. Most of their songs are about love and loneliness, and they have very complimentary voices. The cool female voice, Romy Madley Croft, complements the warm male voice, Oliver Sim, very well, and her cool guitar goes very well with his warm bass. It's mostly comprised of single bass and guitar notes, except for the odd synthesizer here and there, and they have very good control over the soundscape in general, and have a very good concept of silence is also a part of the soundscape. A lot of bands don't really get that. In fact, one of their initial demos was called Songs That Producers Ruined, because a lot of producers want to get rid of that silence and put in air horns and junk instead. So they finally found someone who would just leave them alone and leave that silence in. And it made for a great album. The silence is there and it's better for it.
I still want to drown whenever you leave. Please teach me gently how to breathe.
It leaves a moment of contemplation and sincerity, somehow. As I said earlier, there's a sort of warm and cool theme going on. Some of the songs are warm and comforting, and others are cool and distant. Some are both, and some have one trait dominant and a minor part comes out of nowhere, such as Heart Skipped a Beat and Infinity.
Sometimes I still need you.
Sometimes I still need
Sometimes
you.
I still need you.
Sometimes I still need
Sometimes I still need you.
Sometimes I still need
Sometimes I still need you.
But for the most part, one of the singers is in the lead with their dominant trait, while the other just sort of nods their head and goes along with it. For those songs that are both warm and cool, they sort of go back and forth like it's a game, like volleyball or badminton or something. It's a bit of a volley.
If you want me,
Let me know.
where do you wanna go?
And then there's those songs that have one very dominant trait for the whole song, but then the other trait comes out of nowhere. It's like one person's very lonely, but then the other comes out to comfort them. The chemistry between the two is undeniable. That's why I said at the beginning, it's hard to believe these two are just friends. Lyrically, the warm and cold motif fits too. During Warm's songs, the lyrics are more about laid-back and comfortable relationships and talking about your dreams.
Watch things on VCRs with me and talk about big love. I think we're superstars.
While cold songs are about miscommunication and loneliness and missing each other.
Maybe I had said something that was wrong. Can I make it better with the lights turned on?
The songs that are both are about sort of a mutual understanding but hopelessness.
I am yours now, so now I don't ever have to leave. I've been found out, so now I'll never explore. See what I've done.
The songs that have one major dominant trait but a little tiny bit of the other They're kind of the same as the combined songs, but in the opposite way, in that they're not a mutual understanding and they're very forlorn. A bit desperate, even pleading. They're the most depressing songs on the album for sure, though at the same time, perhaps the most musically interesting.
Heart skipped a beat, and when I caught you were out of reach. But I'm sure you've heard it before.
I'm very new to music reviews, so cut me some slack if this wasn't the best. If you have any advice, leave some in the comments. Like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you around for next time.